All right, guys, I'm going to do a quick review with you about similes and metaphors before we actually go over the lesson. So here's two examples of very similar sentences. One's a simile and one's a metaphor. So if we look at the first sentence, the girl was as grumpy as a bear in the morning. When we think of similes, we think of comparing two things. So what two things are we comparing? We're comparing the girl to a bear. Okay? What did the two have in common? What does the girl and the bear have in common? They are both grumpy. When we compare two things and we use the words like or as, that is a simile. So here you can see we have used the word as. It almost looks like a smile. So a simile is just that. The word simile almost looks like smile also, right? Simile, comparing two things that wouldn't normally be compared. Using like or as. Okay? So another example would be, she was like a bear in the morning. Okay? So instead of saying the girl was as grumpy as a bear, you could say the girl was like a bear in the morning, meaning she was grumpy. Or I'm as hungry as a bear. I've heard that saying as well. Okay? So if we look at the next example here, the girl was a grumpy bear in the morning. This one is a metaphor. It is different because it does not use the words like or as to compare. We are saying the girl was a bear. What was the girl? So we're comparing a girl to a bear, saying they have something in common. They're both grumpy. But we aren't using like or as. So when we say something is another, that is a metaphor. Okay? A metaphor says one thing is another. Okay? My paper's being difficult. You get the point, right? Okay, so again, the two examples we have are the girl was as grumpy as a bear in the morning. That's a simile because it uses like or as. Here we are saying the girl was a grumpy bear in the morning. This is a metaphor because we're saying one thing is another.